Hello and welcome to the third episode of the ADA podcast. I'm your host Briggs, and like always, welcome to All Day Anime. Joining me today, we have our normal co-hosts, the Anime Dude and 2Spooky, and a special guest today, SimplyGrouch. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello. Anyway, for today's podcast, we're going to be talking about what we like and dislike about YouTube. I'm sure we all love YouTube, or else we wouldn't be on it, but there are a lot of things. It's been a pretty disaster of a year on YouTube, so I guess we can get right into it. We'll start positive. What do you guys like about YouTube?
Oh man,
I hate it. I don't have anything.
Oh wow.
This is the tough one.
Well, do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just saying quickly. I would just like to say that I'm very blessed to be on this platform and able to make videos for a living. It's definitely a dream I've always had, and for that I will always be grateful. But the platform has a lot of problems, so that's where things get a little bit rocky. But no matter what, I still think I would be making videos at this point, even if there was no money involved, just because it's a fun thing I like to do.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I think that's kind of the position me and Jordan are on, because we, like, unlike you and Grouch, we don't do this for a living. Like, I work, I'm in school and stuff like that, and I just love talking about anime. I feel like that's one thing. You have to be passionate about what you're working on YouTube, or else, like, you're going to be gone in a couple months, right?
Yeah.
That's very true. That's what it's so much more about, just connecting with an audience and connecting with fellow anime fans and people that share the same passion as you, and that's what really makes it so much fun. I'd say if you do it for the money, you're gonna end up like me, whereas I still haven't hit the minimum threshold. Like,
if you do it for the money, you're not gonna last.
That's what.
Yeah. Like you can try, but you won't.
Been on it over a year, still nowhere near the minimum threshold. So you ain't gonna do it for the money.
But I mean, starting up is always slow. So
it's the worst part.
You just gotta be patient, man. It'll happen.
Yeah, like, you've passed 1,000. Like, I'm not sure what your subscriber count is right now, Jordan, but I know you, like,
1,200, I think. So
like that's almost all in, like, the last month, right?
Yeah,
like
over half of it's in the, like, past a little over a month. So
you've broken the barrier. That's
where it all starts.
Getting the first 100 is the absolute worst.
When you started, did you think you were gonna hit 1,000 or what? Or were you just like, I'm just gonna make videos for the heck of it?
Not really. I just kind of enjoyed talking to people over on Twitter, and I'd actually gotten a few thousand followers on there. So
okay.
People told me to start trying it on YouTube, and making videos was fun, so I just kept doing it. But I never expected it to blow up, especially whenever like a couple months into it or 6 months into it, I still only had like 200 subscribers. So one of those things where you don't ever really expect it to get bigger. But
I think
everyone can agree with that. Like, it just happens, you know what I mean? Well, it doesn't just happen. Like, you obviously have to put in the work, but
yeah,
you don't expect it to take off.
That's
because even once it does take off, like, I still feel like I'm small as heck in a way, but like, I'm grateful for the 1,200 I do have. But
yeah, you just have to remember
watch my videos.
You have to remember everyone was there at one point. So just give it time.
I'd say a huge problem with YouTube is how hard it is to get started, or how easy it is for select people to get started. Because I know people who've made like actual thousands of videos and they still don't have 100 subscribers. And yet there's people who will make one video and they'll get like thousands from it. And
see, when you first start up, you have to be kind of strategic about it. I've noticed.
You do have to be very... it's kind of hard to explain, because like you have to get lucky no matter what, but at the same time, like, there's ways that you can increase your luck. Yeah,
I agree.
See, but I don't think I would have wanted to get big right away, because when I go back and look at the videos I made at the very beginning when I first made my YouTube account, they make me cringe so bad.
Oh, you're telling me.
Same.
Like, I still don't think I still have a long ways to go, but they're so much better than they used to be. Like, it's a learning process. You got to have that time to improve and get better.
I feel like it's probably
what you do.
Once your quality improves, everyone's going to notice it, and that's when it's going to increase.
I feel like everyone has that problem though, where they watch their old stuff and they're like,
Yep.
You're looking back at my videos from a week ago.
I'd say mine are still bad, but it's just not as bad. Like,
Yeah, it's literally like every video I'm like, oh yeah, I'm happy with this, and then I post my next one, I'm like, wow, that last video was trash. Oh man, but I agree. It's really hard to get started on YouTube. Like you could be putting in 5 hours on a video, right? And then get like 20 views, and it absolutely sucks.
Yeah, it's very demotivating at the start.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people don't want to start, or if they do, they give up really fast because they don't see the numbers. But you have to understand, like, it takes time, and you have to be patient.
Constant. And like once you get moving, like you have to grind to get to like keep that up. Otherwise, it'll just drop off.
That's something that bugs me. Is some people like they just assume you make a lot off YouTube when that's not true at all.
Yeah,
like
it's not.
People seem to think that like subscriber count is what gets you money.
It's so funny. That's another thing. Trying to explain to people like what you do for a living.
Yes,
they ask a lot of questions because like they don't get it, and like I understand that they don't get it, and they're always like, "Huh? Like I thought it was the subscribers that got you money." And it's like, well,
dude,
you know, they come back and watch it. Yeah, so it's like
I get that all the time.
Mhm.
And that's another thing that's definitely a problem with YouTube and like getting paid and stuff like that. Just because, especially with the adpocalypse and all that bullshit, like my RPM, which like I guess just to make it simple for people, like how much I'm getting paid per 1,000 views was like all over the place. At one point I was like 1.5, which is like per 1,000 views, like $1.50, which is amazing for me, right? And now this month for some reason I'm just making 50 cents per 1,000 views. Like my average is 53 cents.
I've noticed you get paid a lot less when you make shorter videos. Like these last couple months.
The algorithm pisses me off, man.
Yeah. Adpocalypse was terrible.
Yep.
I went from like Ubrig's like 150, almost $2 for 1,000 views, down to like 40 cents. It was terrible.
Yeah. Like think about that. Like I guess people watching, like you just wake up one day and like this is your source of income. It's not for me, but it is for Grouch and Thing. And get like, oh yeah, YouTube decided to like just cut my like like wage in half or like 1/3.
I was anxious that whole month, but like I kept telling myself like no matter what, because like so many people were like, all right,
I'm out.
We're fucked. Here's a Patreon, and just like I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Because I always told myself like even if everything fucks up, like I'll still make videos because I like to do it, and like now that I'm better at it, I don't see why I would stop.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways of making money off just social media.
Yeah,
it's a very powerful tool, I think.
And then there's always Twitch.
You guys are influencers. Remember that. Like now that you guys have a fan base or like a large fan base, like I've noticed even for myself, like what am I at? I'm only 14,000, but it's crazy when like you ask people like to follow you on Twitter after a video, and like you get like obviously like a bunch of people following you. There's people that like now they like you, they like your personality, and they're willing to like you're an influencer now, so it's easy to move over to another platform and stuff like that.
Yep.
I find it kind of weird, don't you guys?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, right? Because you don't feel any different
than
usual, and it's like, what the hell?
And if anything, like, because we were so critical of our own content, like I know I am. Like I think my content's shit. Like I literally like I like they get mad at me in our like we have like a group chat and stuff. Like I always say my videos are shit and they piss me off. But then there's clearly people who like it and look forward to it, and that's like blows my mind that there's people who are like I went like 2-3 weeks without uploading. It was like a little hiatus of mine, and I had people DMing me like asking where my next videos are. I'm like, this is like freaking wild, and I'm tiny.
That's a good feeling.
I would definitely say, oh, you're good, but I would definitely say the absolute best part of YouTube for me is when you're reading comments, right? And then you see somebody say something along the lines of, oh, like, I was having like a really bad day or a bad week or something. I found your videos and like they cheered me up and everything, and they made me happy, and I really like them. It's like, oh my God.
That feels
That's a fantastic feeling.
That's definitely why I want to keep doing YouTube no matter what. But that's definitely like the best part for me is the people who like genuinely get enjoyment out of it, because like you don't feel like people actually like it to that extent. At least I never do. But then you see it.
It just looks like their numbers, right? Like when you see it, and then once you see the comments, it's more personal.
Yeah, and then people are always glorifying hate comments. It's like, why would you do that? Like the good comments are what you should be looking for. But
Mhm.
One
whatever.
of the best feelings in the world is when you get a hate comment that's like so mean and so rude, which happens all like every day, right? And then you get like your subscribers kind of like replying to the guy, telling the guy like to fuck off and stuff, and it's just great. Like realizing like you actually have a fan base or like your videos and are willing to support you despite like you're gonna get hate. If you're on the internet, you're gonna get hate, and like you just can't let it affect you. And it just hate comments actually make me feel better now because I realize people are replying to them and stuff.
Yeah.
Another
know.
great thing. Oh, go
Hey,
ahead.
Oh, but I haven't gotten too much hate as of yet.
Oh, it'll
I'm
come.
not looking
It'll
forward
come.
to it. But
It's really not that bad. I mean, it doesn't affect me at all just because I know it's people on the internet. I mean, everyone says shit on the internet. So it just doesn't bother me anymore.
I think it definitely gets to you at first because like I know I was like getting all like self-conscious about stuff and everything I felt like I was doing wrong. But then at some point like you just develop that thick skin and it's all just humorous to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
It's so great.
some of them are hilarious. Like how in depth they go, or like elaborate their comments are. Like you took like at least 10 minutes to write up that comment.
Yeah. Oh, and the best part is like if you really want to be a douchebag and like you see their huge comment and you're just like delete. It's like, they spent 20 minutes writing that. Oh, I like never do that, but every so often just it'll make myself laugh for a couple minutes.
yeah.
Or no, the worst comments. Like I don't even care about hate comments. The worst comments are people that like are so confident that they're right about what they're saying about like saying like something in my video is wrong, right? And I'm not perfect. I make mistakes 100% in my videos. But there's just some people where it's like it's such an like I'm so obviously right and everyone else agrees with me and there's one person who's like this is fucking wrong. Like are you stupid? I'm just like oh my god. What were you watching? Just quit. And it's just like those are the worst because they're so confident like trying to prove me wrong.
I think the worst comments, personally, are the people that try to, when they point out that you mispronounce something.
Oh yeah.
Those are annoying.
So
Yeah.
have you guys ever just kind of sat there and thought about how influential you guys are, especially as fact channels now?
Not at all.
With
No, not really.
like if you say a wrong fact, everybody and their mother is gonna start repeating that wrong fact.
Well,
And-
most of the time, if it's wrong, you'll just hear about it for until like literally to this day. You'll get people like, "Hey, number 12 is wrong, punk."
I guess like I think of that more since I'm kind of a opinionated person a little bit whenever it comes to especially those character analysis videos I've been doing. Like I'll spend days just agonizing over how I'm going to word things relating to a certain character, and then I'll put it into a video, and then I'll get so many comments saying, "Oh dang, this just changed the entire way I looked at this character," and I'm sitting there thinking like, "Well, that's just kind of my opinion on it. Like I don't, or that's just how my take on it. I don't know that should necessarily change somebody else's opinion on it."
I try to do my best to make sure the research I put in is like accurate,
Yeah.
but obviously you can make some mistake either way.
Well, even if it's not like a fact-based thing that's full of mistakes, just necessarily the fact that your opinion can influence so many people.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
Crazy.
Like, okay, obviously our fact videos are research and stuff, but I'm talking for like your videos, the animated, or even like theory channels and stuff. People take theories and opinions as fact,
Yeah.
and that's why like people will come on my videos. So I'm talking about Merlin being like her race unconfirmed, which is 100% true. I don't care what anyone else says. And then what's it called? People will be like, they literally reference like for Neverworld's video. I'm like, for Neverworld's video was a theory. He was giving his opinion on it. Like he was literally like just like thinking, oh, that would be cool. And then people were like, that's true.
I hate it when people do that, but you know, at this point, what can you do?
People are stupid.
I don't know. I do feel like pretty shitty when I do make a mistake because I'm like, not only do I hear about it a million times, but it's like I could have easily just like looked at that again or like tried to double check it, but I didn't.
See, the problem is it comes right back to the YouTube algorithm, which kind of pisses me off. Like it adheres to like longer videos, so you try to make I don't try to make longer videos because I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't have the time. But what's it called? Like you try to make longer videos, so then the quality sometimes decreases because you have to maintain a consistent upload schedule. So it's like it's sometimes not about the content anymore. You're trying to appeal to this algorithm because you know you're fucked without it. And I feel like that's kind of what's happened to my channel. It's like I don't have the time to make long videos, but I try to make them as best as I can. But like people are trying to make long videos. People are trying to rush out content on a daily basis. And I know none of us really do that because we're like on a weekly to bi-weekly basis for videos, but channels are trying to pump out videos on a weekly basis. And I feel like because of the YouTube algorithm, like more trash is getting posted out there.
Yeah.
There's so much data uploaded to YouTube every day, and a lot of it's just, like you said, daily videos. Where
Like I must say I do really respect the people who are able to actually like pump out good videos like every day or every couple days, because like that's not easy to do. Like not at all. But like
sometimes they have help too. They get help from other people.
Yeah.
Either write the script or help edit or something.
I must say, one thing. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I'm so sorry.
Go
But
ahead.
one thing about YouTube that definitely irks me is how easy it is for like companies to just like slide in real quick and just start up a channel, because they have all these resources, they have like all these employees, and they can just like, they know what people want to see because like they know what's popular, they know like what people are clicking on, so they'll like make the channel all based around that. And then there's like the whole point of YouTube was to like broadcast yourself, right? To start out as yourself and like build yourself up so you can get to that point one day. And now it's just all these people like, hey, YouTube's popular now, let's get some money from whatever company and make a channel, and it'll have 1 million subscribers by the end of the year.
Are you talking about like the trending page? Because isn't that like what it is right now?
Like,
From what I've heard.
I don't know, you can kind of tell. Like, I'm trying to think of an example.
Apparently, it's only the U.S. that's like NFL, all these news channels.
It's like,
Whereas other parts of the world, it's actual YouTubers that are trending. It's just here in the U.S. That's what I've heard, at least.
I usually just like come across them. Like you can tell because there's usually like 2 people standing in front of a green screen, and they're like talking off of each other, and they have like a lot of transitions and fancy text or whatever. And like you can tell they don't really know what they're even talking about, and like they just pump out videos like every day. And like you can just tell that these people, like that's their job. They go in, they get in front of this green screen, they leave, but then they have all these other people like doing all the editing and figuring out what the scripts are going to be. Like it's just all planned. Like I'm starting to notice it more, and it's really irking me because it's like, what happened to all the people starting by themselves? Like that's what YouTube is supposed to be about. And now it's just like all these mainstream companies, and like even like people from TV shows, like popular TV shows are coming in, they're starting a channel. It's just too easy for them.
Yep, that's the thing. Like I was saying about the algorithm, it's like it's hard for the little guy to compete because you have to upload daily, you have to upload long videos. These companies can come in and just like have a full team and just beat you out no problem. And even if they're not companies, it's like it changes people's content to be like worse. And like there's certain YouTubers who end up dying out because of it. Like animators make awesome videos, but they can't do it on a day-to-day, let alone week-to-week basis, right? So it's like, boom, algorithm, there goes your channel.
Yeah.
Well, also, just financially speaking, it's so hard for animated YouTube channels to be able to make what they spend just from ad revenue and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Domix and all those.
They rely heavily on donations, and a lot of people are like,
sponsorships too.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, but like even non-animated channels, like people who put a lot of effort into their videos are essentially like demotivated. Like it's like I might as well put less effort at this point. Like no, obviously like quality, like it's still gonna win in the long run to build a good channel. But you get demotivated to like spend 5 hours on a video. It's like, oh, I could make a couple 2 hour, like spend 2 hours an hour on a video, and like it'll be better for like bringing people in. At the end of the day, views equals subscribers.
Yeah. I definitely like, I don't know. I can't bring myself to do it, which it's definitely a curse and a blessing, I would say.
I tried doing that, and I realized, this was like when I was in school, so I was really busy. I realized that, yeah, you can pump out a bunch of videos, but they don't do as well as some of the longer videos. Like even if you get a good long video, it could get like hundreds of thousands of views. You might as well just save the time you're putting in the small ones and just make a better, bigger one.
But see, that's at the point that you guys are at now, where you have subscribers. Imagine if you're like a channel like Jordan, who's just starting out. He spends like a bunch of hours on a video and he gets no views. It's like you have.
That's where you gotta be. That's where you gotta be strategic, man.
You gotta be
so strategic. That's what.
You gotta be. I don't want to say clickbaity, but you gotta make people want the content. You know.
Yeah.
It's hard to
That's why
find what
I
people
try to make
want.
the quality or content as high quality as possible, but sometimes when you just have that school schedule,
Yeah,
and you have
yeah.
people saying, "Hey, you want to be able to make sure to upload at least once a week," and I'm like, I don't know if I can put out a quality video within the week. Like,
True.
That's
I don't know if
kinda-
that's possible. Like,
It's kind of where you got to be like, okay, well, if I can't put all the quality in and get it out this week, I just got to keep putting the quality in and put it out next week, type of thing.
Yeah.
Because
well,
like
that's what I've been
definitely,
trying to do, like bi-weekly at least with those character analysis videos. But those like I've had so many people tell me to do them in a week, and I'm like, I just can't. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
I
it's
don't know.
possible.
I spent like, obviously I wasn't working on it as much because I was just taking some time to relax. But like I just spent like a month on this last video, and I don't know. I feel like I definitely should have just uploaded some things in between there instead of going ham on this one, but I guess we'll have to see.
I think it'll work out in the end with that video because like
It's-
you, like I said, you and Grouch have a fan base now. So like a long video, if it's really well done, you get a
Mhm.
lot of watch time, and that appeals to the algorithm as well. So it's like either like uploading a lot of videos or uploading one long video that's really well done could be the same, have the same effect.
Yeah, that is true.
But like for everyone watching, like just think about how much thought like we're putting in, like we actually put into like our videos and stuff like that. Not just the video like making them themselves, but how to like play the YouTube game.
Yeah.
I will say, like, before I used to like watch videos and I didn't think much of it. Like, I'd be like, hey, this was a cool video and stuff. But now, ever since I started making myself, like, I'll watch Spooks' 3-hour video on
Oh.
One Piece characters or something, and the entire time I'm just thinking, my God, like, how much work went into this? Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, dude.
that's
It's
just going through
hectic.
my mind the whole time.
Dude, I don't know how you did the week of 101s, man.
Oh my
I do,
God.
I do one 101 video and I'm burned out for the week.
That's
Oh,
what
I
tell them all the
know.
time.
I was like, how did you do that, bro?
It burnt me out to this day. Like, oh my.
Says that as he makes an hour-long video.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I just
Grind
like
is real, no.
tortured
You got-
myself.
You gotta drive, dude. That's good.
My old drive died with that week of 101s. Like I can say that right now, but I still have the little bit of ambition left.
You definitely had a lot of drive, especially when you were like up and coming. I think I met Spooky around 7,000, and then you had 10,000 pretty soon after that. But it was just like,
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
I just said I think that's about the time I met him too.
Yeah,
So, like, yeah, we met around then, and then I was uploading, right, like trying to be consistent, and he was just like blowing me out of the water with more uploads, and like they were like of great quality. Like I was just starting out, so my videos like suck. They still suck, but whatever.
I was a fucking machine. Like
You were an
I was
animal.
working. I think like I think no, I wasn't in school at that point, but I was working 40 hours, and I would come home and just pump, just keep going. Oh, I don't know how I did it. Like I barely got any sleep.
Like I was legitimately thinking, is this guy human? Like,
But yeah, that's it's just physically impossible at this point.
yeah,
See, that's
but
what
it's not
Spooks might be hating
maintainable.
on. I was about to say, Spooks might be hating on different channels for having a team of people working on it, but we all know he has like a factory at Oompa Loompas somewhere.
Bro, he
Helping him
got
on his
bait
videos.
in
There's no other way.
in his basement, man.
I forgot to feed them. I don't have them anymore. They're yeah.
Rip. I don't know if we heard from like Grouch what he likes about YouTube.
I'm pretty sure I threw something in there, didn't I?
I think
Did
there's
you?
something in there.
I just don't remember anymore.
I don't remember what I threw in there, honestly.
We went off.
Yeah, we went off.
You can see we're definitely passionate about YouTube, like the people watching. Like we definitely love it, or else we wouldn't be here. Actually, one thing I want to say is like I think I started YouTube because I loved anime, and I still love talking about anime. But now I've started to like, even though I hate so much shit about YouTube, like I've kind of like started to fall in love with YouTube to the point where like it's fun playing the game. Even if it doesn't look like I do, I still definitely do. Like I don't upload a lot, and I don't upload long videos, but I play the game in different ways in terms of like when hype things happen, and like it's so hard to describe.
Like the Death Note thing that just happened.
The Death Note thing, but the problem is the Death Note thing is so hype that it's going to be done by a lot of big channels and like every channel
Yeah.
under the sun. What I've noticed, and a little like tip to smaller YouTubers, find something that's hype that's like there's not a lot of competition in the market. For example, the Seven Deadly Sins, I saw that it was really like one of the top like bought manga. It was on Netflix. There's not a lot of new people watching it that wouldn't normally be watching anime. So I'm like, I started watching some videos about it. I'm like, there's not really any content on the 7 Deadly Sins, or very little content on the 7 Deadly Sins. And I made one video and it did well. I'm like, okay, I think this is a good market to like attack. I feel like for small tubers, one thing that's really advantageous is find things that are hype, but are not too hype to the point that everyone's doing it.
Yeah, that actually happened to me too. When I first started, I made videos on Soul Eater, and then I made videos on Black Butler, which was the same thing. No one had made videos on those really, and that's kind of what got my channel started.
And they are like very popular anime and manga, right?
Yeah.
So like, if there's not a lot of content on it, it's a great market to attack.
I do agree with you, Briggs, but I also got to say, just from what I've seen on other channels, is trying like you want to do that, but you don't want to stay on one certain series, because once you run out of that content and you try hopping content, no one's going to hop with you.
Oh yeah,
I've seen a couple channels that like do only Naruto, and they try doing other stuff and they just don't get views anymore.
See, that's the problem though. It's really hard to jump. Like I was trying.
But you do like My Hero Academia too, right?
Yeah,
those are pretty good. That's a pretty good series to do.
I was pretty happy with that doing well, but like it was really hard for me. Like I was doing good with 7 Deadly Sins, but I was still throwing in different videos, but those different videos just wouldn't do well.
Yeah, as long as you're mixing it up.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of variety, and I feel like as long as I have a big variety, like there will always be something to talk about. Like I'll never run out of ideas.
Yep.
And it'll always bring in new people, and like there'll still be stuff for the people who like the old stuff and everything like that. But another thing I wanted to quickly touch on with like what you guys were saying, another thing that you got to try and do is like every so often try to like make some sort of video like as a prediction of what will be popular. Oh, if that makes sense. Because like that's literally what jump started my channel. Was I was like, hey, Deadpool movie's coming out in like a month. Maybe I should put this video out, and like maybe people will see it because they'll be like, oh, this movie's great. Let's look up stuff about that. And all of a sudden, like, what the fuck happened? But
that's true. I did do that for Attack on Titan. Like once I found out season 2 was coming out, I started making some videos on it, and then that one did really good. I was like, oh shit. And then I started writing it, and then I was like, I don't know if I want to keep writing this, so I just kind of stopped because going back, I didn't want it to be all Attack on Titan.
I wanted to watch those so badly when they were coming out, but I didn't want to spoil myself, so I had to wait until I was caught up. And it was worth it, though, because then I could watch them all and be like, yeah.
Dude, season 2 was great. I loved it.
See, I'm kind of the same way or I'm kind of following the same path Briggs did, I guess. Like I started making those Koen no Katachi videos, and that was what really kind of jump-started me this past month, was just those character analysis videos over that. I feel like there's so much expansion potential with characters, but I keep thinking about what series to do next because I don't know like what. Like I said, whenever you try to jump, sometimes the views don't go with it. So
you just gotta like spread it out.
Kind of choose what series you want to do alongside it, or
like I would pick like a couple series and then probably just like alternate, and then maybe throw in like some extra stuff in between those too, and that way like people can keep coming back like whenever you upload for whatever series they jumped onto. But they also have like a new series to look at, or they can just wait type of thing.
Yeah, but I will say, at least for that initial jump, Briggs's advice does do very well because, like I said, I liked Koen no Katachi. I saw the movie, loved it. It was like top 10 on my anime list it probably still is, but there wasn't very much content out on it on YouTube. Like you look up videos, I know there's one guy named Lowart that made a video on it, and he had less subscribers than me when I first talked to him about it, but one of his first videos was about Koen no Katachi. It got 180,000 views, and now he has over 3,000 subscribers, like even more than I do. It's just one of those things. I say you make a video on something where it's not oversaturated, but it's still popular.
See, like I feel like I could talk about this type of shit for like hours, just because like I'm a marketing student. I work for a marketing company, and like I love YouTube. So it's like attacking markets and finding like even like 2Spooky said, like he's predicting, like you want to be like kind of like you want to find a market that's not oversaturated, and you also want to like kind of want to be the first to like enter it as well, like kind of predict what's gonna happen. So like the Deadpool idea was an amazing idea. Like I do that all the time as well. Like I read a lot of manga as well, so like I'll know this is super popular. So when it makes an anime, I gotta drop some videos on it, right? To see if I could like kind of jump onto that train as well. So like this is so interesting.
You just gotta be aware of the people that like if people are talking about it, like when ReZero came out, I'm pretty sure people were super hyped about that. And then I made a video on it like a month or two later, and the hype had already died, and it didn't do very well.
Yeah.
So you have to time it as well.
The only like problem with it though is a lot of times like when you try to predict or like when things like just start getting popular, a lot of times people will just instantly try to cash grab. So they'll just make complete garbage and just throw it out there real quick just so like they have name recognition rather than like an actual good video. So like, but at the same time, like you have to kind of rush a little bit, otherwise you're not going to get out on time. So it's like
there's always going to be those type of
that
people.
Game.
It's just a game. Yeah, that's how it's played. It feels weird talking about it like a game, but
It's literally a game.
Well, it's kind of fun to look at it that way though, because I don't know about you guys, but I've always enjoyed like sports games, like on PlayStation and stuff. And what kind of got me doing YouTube even more than that was at the end of the year, like everything you've earned in that game is kind of useless at that point. But YouTube, it just kind of keeps going. It's a game that doesn't really end. There's no real way to beat it. It just keeps going.
it can only get better.
There's no ceiling to it either. Just sky's the limit.
Hashtag road to 9 billion.
I would also say that one thing, no matter what, you always have to be making content that you like to make or like a topic that you want to talk about. Because otherwise, like if you're just making stuff that like or like you hope gets popular rather than something you actually want to talk about, it's going to get old really fast and like you're going to burn yourself out about it.
It's just gonna feel like a job, basically.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing I respect about all you guys is like I know people that like to jump on like every new thing. Well, I could tell, like I know what 2Spooky has watched. Like he basically makes shows on like the shows he likes, and the same thing with like, it's not like you guys have variety, but I know you guys are like, even Jordan's been telling me to watch A Silent Voice or the whatever, I already forgot what it's called, what he's been making videos on for so long. It's like I know
Kono
he's passionate.
Katachi or whatever.
Exactly, like I know he's passionate about it. It's the same thing with me. Like I can't bring myself, even if I know it's a smart idea, to make a video on something I don't like. Like Yuri on Ice, I tried to watch it and I couldn't bring myself to do it after like the first episode. And like I know there's a huge market on this, and I could like no one was really making like fact videos on it. But I had no motivation to do it. I'm like, I'm just gonna make something on the 7 Deadly Sins or like My Hero Academia instead.
I don't know if I've ever made a single video that I didn't enjoy making it. So
Exactly.
that is one thing. It's never really felt like a job. It's just a hobby type thing.
Because if you start heading that direction, it won't last as well. Like you won't be able to maintain it. Because you like it's literally a grind. You gotta be like uploading like it takes a long time to get going, and once you get going, you can't stop. So it's like if you don't love it, it's like you're gonna fall off.
Yeah. Eventually, the hobby turns into work, no matter what you try and do. Because like at a certain point,
don't tell me that.
Well, like at a certain point,
we're having fun here. Don't tell me that.
Like unless you're literally born into a family where you have so much money that you don't even have to leave your house the rest of your life, like you're gonna work no matter what you're doing. And like I feel like a lot of people think that just because like YouTube is quote unquote easy, which it's fucking not, but
I mean, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's not easy. Definitely.
Yeah. It's definitely not the hardest thing. Like there are, I don't know.
It's just
50-50, but
it's time consuming. Let's say that.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's a whole nother conversation. But like at a certain point, like it does become like you have to like work. You have to put in the hours. You have to move your finger like 500 times, but I don't know.
Well, that's one of those things that's so hard because like right now I'm unemployed, but I know like if I was to get a job tomorrow, along with school, I'd still keep making the YouTube videos, but they'd be so much less frequent that I know that I'd probably die down as far as momentum goes.
It's hard, man. When I first started up, I was working and I was going to school. I got a video, like I tried like really focusing on the quality of videos, and I could get one out once a month, and it just did not grow until I started doing it once a week. I don't know. Another tip I do have though is try to make content that you'll get recognized for, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like for example, my like the hidden references videos I do. It's not, people don't come for like a certain anime. They come because they want to know references in different kinds of anime. So it kind of so try to get people to recognize you for that.
That's what I've been trying to do with the whole character analysis thing, just because I don't know too many people that delve so deep into random characters.
I think that's a good one. At the same time, you have to think, what is it people are going to watch? So you have to like balance it. It's got to be a balance.
Definitely.
And the beauty with character analysis, like obviously, like you're kind of like in a specific genre right now. But if your channel were to get bigger and you were to do a large variety, there's an endless list of characters.
There's so many
anime, right?
And I like to watch all different kinds of genres. So, like I said, I don't know. It just depends on. They're not easy to make, but you know what I'm saying. There's so much you could do, and there's so much I would like to do with it that if I had the time.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny. I think I'm like more productive when I'm in school and I'm working, which is weird. Like when I'm in summer break and I have nothing to do, I don't work on YouTube. I'm not very consistent. But once I'm like in school, I feel like I'm like more like my time management gets better.
Because you know you need to do it, else you're not going to get it done.
Exactly. Like I know it's like today's the only day I can work on it, so I got to do it now. While like during the summer, it's like I procrastinate, and it ends up being the same thing.
Yeah.
And also, I have like 3-hour lectures that are boring as fuck, so I edit in them.
Multitask.
Exactly. Like my attention span's like 40 minutes. If it's a 3-hour lecture, like might as well do something for the rest of the time.
Yeah. I've done that before though. I've like at my old job, I used to edit videos occasionally, like in the office, like as I was working. And luckily, like I had one of my best friends as like the assistant manager and stuff. So when I was working with him, he didn't care. He'd just let me do it. But that helped so much.
Nice.
And I did like the whole Uno video in a week where I worked like 60 hours just because I was at work doing it the whole time. But well, have any of you guys started to get those? Like luckily, I still haven't been hit by it, but those yellow restricted ads. I know a lot of YouTubers like didn't have that, and then suddenly they're getting hit with it.
Knock on wood.
Those. I haven't gotten one, but I've seen a lot of YouTubers like posting about that.
Mm-hmm.
I literally wake up every morning. It's the first thing I check because like I feel it's gonna happen, or like I don't want to be like, oh, it's not gonna happen, but like it's happening to everybody. So I'm just like waiting for my heart to fall out of my chest. No one knows when it's gonna happen. Like everybody that's posted about it says like yesterday it was fine, and then suddenly you wake up and it's just like 33 videos like that or something like.
The only thing that I like think we have going in our favor is like we're pretty tame. Our channels, it's a lot very like research, like education, basically anime based. Like whether it's a character analysis, a fact, and stuff like that.
Sometimes I go off.
I blame Tally.
I think we've all gone off. Let's be real, but I feel like in comparison to a lot of channels I've seen hit, like I know there's a lot more swearing, a lot more like like they use anime clips, some clips that like have nudity, more like outrageous thumbnails, even though I've been trying to put some boobs in my thumbnails lately, but it works, guys. It works.
Like you can say that and stuff, but like I try to think back to some channels that have gotten hit. Like Jack's Blade does like a lot of fitness anime videos, and I can't ever think of him swearing or anything too much, but he had a bunch of videos get hit.
Well, it's not because
I think they were mainly just Halloween themed videos. So maybe they were scarier, controversial. I don't know, but
like. From what I've read about it, apparently like they're trying like a new bot system. So like the bot system can detect videos that will be like that, like before they're even uploaded. So like they don't have to manually be like, oh, this video's okay, this video's not. Like they just have an AI that's like, oh, bad, good, bad. So what happens is apparently like channels get like flagged as like inappropriate or whatever, or like their videos do. So whenever they upload a new video, like even if they don't release it, it gets flagged right away. So they have to like get their channel unflagged. I could be completely wrong, but that's like
I think I've heard that too. It's like a blacklist or whatever.
Yeah. So for example, Leafy is here. He's already on the blacklist, and kind of like like they know him for something. So if he makes a video that's completely fine, he's still gonna get flagged because it's a bot. They already assume that his content's gonna be like in that category that's unsuitable. That
kind of sucks, man.
It kind of does suck, but
I'm really hoping we don't have Adpocalypse version 2 after PewDiePie yesterday.
What do you guys think about that? I have to ask.
I don't know. I don't really think, like, obviously it's not, it's one of those things where, like, I don't see why it's okay for, like, iDubbbz to do that, but it's not okay for PewDiePie to say it once type of thing. Like, I feel like iDubbbz tries to say either it's all okay or none of it's okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, like, I don't know. A lot of people are trying to say, like, oh, well, he said it in, like, a racist way, which I could definitely see that.
I don't think it was
I
a
don't-
racist
I
way.
don't
Like
think
not
it
like in a
was-
racist way,
It
but
was
like
a gamer rage type way.
Yeah.
yeah. Like a lot of people don't understand gamer rage though. Like they don't like when you hear someone like let's say you live in an apartment complex and you hear somebody yelling like cunt at the top of their lungs and like throwing shit. Like you think there's domestic abuse happening over there, but really the guy just got outrageously killed in Call of Duty and he's
Or,
just
like,
not happy about it.
Every Dark Souls player ever. Like,
Yeah, so like people don't understand that like certain words just become words. Like they don't hold meaning anymore.
It depends how you use it, and I don't think he used it in a racist way, but still, it's obviously something you shouldn't say.
I think
Yeah.
he's still stupid just because he had such a huge fan base that anything he says is going to get criticized.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah.
you really have to have a filter when you're someone like PewDiePie compared to like smaller channels like us, even iDubbbz. Like there's less eyes on us. Like he's
Yeah.
already got like the Wall Street Journal watching him, watching
Yep.
every move, right? So like anything he says is gonna get like criticized so much more than it needs to be. I don't think it was racist. He was playing a video game, but at the end of the day, it's still not like
Yeah,
okay
it's something
to
he
say.
should not have. He should be
I-
more
I agree,
aware
but
of that.
I agree, but I can't blame him just because it was heat of the moment kind of thing. He just got mad and blurted it out.
Yeah, it was on a
But
live stream.
But the first time about the Jew thing, like
That was
did you-
stupid.
That was
Did
stupid.
did you have to upload that, bro? Like,
Well, I don't even blame
I
him for
saw the
uploading
humor
it,
in it, but like
I
that's
don't-
just me.
No, but I meant like when I said it was stupid, I legitimately meant like it's stupid how blown up it got. Like he was just
Oh, yeah,
joking.
yeah,
Like, he
that
was just
too.
fucking around. Like it was stupid for him to upload, but at the end of the day, it was still stupid that it was so like it was blown up to that extent and like
Pretty
taken out of context.
pretty sure I saw like a news article that was like he praises Hitler because he puts his hair a certain way and he wears glasses.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah, that's what. There's so many things with the Wall Street Journal and other newspapers where they're just trying to get those clicks for ad revenue, basically. But yet, YouTube's losing all their revenue
And-
basically because of articles like that.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to say, you know, like a lot of like how all these companies dropped out.
Mhm.
Honestly, I don't think it had anything to do with anything PewDiePie said. It's just a marketing strategy. Like everyone, like drops out. It's like they could start a new campaign with them in the next
Yeah.
like, season where they have, and now they're like, we need them because clearly this shit's happening. They're gonna get better prices. They took like the
They took advantage of the situation.
advantage of the situation. Now they
Hmm.
I don't know what the word is. Like they have the strength in bargaining now.
I say, well, it's not even really YouTube's fault that all this happened per se. Like they need the advertisers, and as an advertiser, you're gonna want your product to go to or to be advertised to people that are interested in it. Now, as far as what's been happening recently, I don't really understand why controversial topics like swearing and stuff it's not like people that don't swear don't use products.
It's getting
People that
blown
swear
out of
don't use
proportion.
products, but
Yeah. They're just trying to really appeal to the advertisers. They're like, just like, if we do this, there's nothing they could complain about.
like I understand ad relevancy,
then-
I should say. Like
But then
you know,
they're
you're-
fucking us over.
They don't want to deal with the backlash, basically.
I don't mind like if they change the system so it's better for everybody. Like I wish YouTube would do that more often, but a lot of times when they change shit, it's always for the worst.
for the worst.
Always. Like
Yep.
they're never just like, hey, we're gonna change this. So, like, I guess I'm not giving them enough credit. They definitely have changed some things for the better, but a lot of times they'll change something and it literally just fucks everybody over.
Well, right now they're trying to change things towards like a younger, I don't know,
Yeah,
what's the word,
exactly.
cleaner
What is that?
like cleaner demographic, I should say, like they're aiming for a cleaner target audience, but at the same time, there's a thing called YouTube Kids, and it's people act like that doesn't exist.
I forgot that existed.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what,
same.
I had to tell my parents about it because they always just let my like 3-year-old brother, back when he was 3, he would like always just watch YouTube, and I finally, like I told him like 5 times, I was like, hey, download YouTube Kids and quit letting him watch stuff on that. Otherwise, I don't want to hear you complaining whenever something pops up. Like
I think I have a theory.
it's not YouTube's fault.
Let's hear it, Spooks.
All right. So nobody knows about YouTube Kids, obviously, because all of us here are like, what the hell's that? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to make actual YouTube Kids, and then just merge the previous YouTube Kids with YouTube, so it's all just YouTube Kids.
Which makes like it's actually funny like how I know you're just kind of fucking around, like just joking around, but like it's funny how it's just so many channels that are based on kids. How is that good for YouTube? Like kids don't buy these products that are being advertised.
It's because
It's-
like there's a
but
bigger market for kids.
Yeah.
There's YouTube is used so much, almost as like a babysitter now.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, like kind of like TV is, or TV used to be. Like when people don't want to watch their kids, or kids want to be entertained, you just sit them in front of a TV. Is what a lot of people do. And if it's YouTube, they'll just keep clicking next video, so you'll get so much watch time. And
But the thing is, if I was an advertiser, I would like, I want a setting where I could like depending on the product, of course, I want a setting where I could choose to advertise to kids only, or choose to advertise to like people over the age of 18 who are going to be buying my product and using my service. Like,
kids are the bigger audience, and then they have parents obviously with money.
In a way, they are trying to do that though, because like
I understand the whole ad relevancy thing. Like I don't want anime ads playing on like Taylor Swift's new single or whatever, but
well,
at the same time, I don't see why the demographic age of the audience has to do with whether ads can play on it at all or not.
well, because like certain advertisers are going to be like, I don't want this playing on this type of video, right? So that's why they have this new bot system just detecting those kinds of videos. But the only problem is it's also detecting videos that aren't like those videos, but are getting roped in with it anyways.
But you're going to have problems like that with any bot system, AI system.
Yeah, but like, then why do we have to suffer for that? That's the problem.
There's a lot of there's a lot of video uploaded every day. They can't manually search it.
They just need to like.
That's the thing about it. There's
I
just
feel
so
bad
much
that
data
people-
being uploaded. It's physically and manually impossible to
Like I understand that, but it's like
do that.
they just need to like work harder to make the AI better, rather than like letting creators like lose all their money just
They
because
just need
they
to
didn't
figure
have
it out.
right.
I will say, programming an AI is hard though. Like the first time I did, I
Oh,
struggled programming a game of tic-tac-toe. Like it was,
I'm not even gonna act like I understand it because I don't.
yeah, it's very difficult. It's a lot more complex than you'd think, but it's one of those things where they have the best in the world, or one of the biggest companies in the world, trying to do it. You'd think it'd be a little bit better, but
they don't even fully understand it.
even I say they don't even understand their algorithm.
Like I'm starting to understand the algorithm a little bit better just because I've watched like a lot of videos about it and stuff, and people have released how it kind of works. I already kind of like forgot, but I think it was like 4 main things that they look for in videos, not even for blocking, but for like how videos like and channels do well. It was like watch times number 1, like commenting and rating and liking had like very little to do with it. I think it was like number 4 on the ranking, and it was one statistic that was actually pretty cool. It's like how many times people watch a video, like it, and then click on another one of your videos or click on another one of someone else's videos. So it's like you engage them in YouTube to the fact that they want to stay on YouTube. Apparently that's actually like a big thing.
Yeah, having them click on one of the side videos or one of your suggested stuff, that's going to bump you up.
Like they didn't turn off YouTube after watching your video. They watched more.
Which it works, I guess, but...
There was one more thing I can't remember, but it was just like... Also, one more thing I wanted to talk about. Apparently, like there's all these different divisions in Google. So like the one division will make an idea like let's add a notification button, and then like other people in like they didn't like it's like so segregated. Apparently, Google is such a big company that like it doesn't even get run by everyone. Like one person had this idea, one like section will do it, and then like I've just heard this from watching podcasts and like people working at Google. Like I didn't even know that was happening. Like I work with them.
First time I'm hearing about it.
In any company, though, you need to prioritize communication, and that's one of the biggest issues so many companies run into is a lack of communication and how
they don't communicate with us
so easily.
Nope.
They don't communicate with us at all, and I feel like they don't even communicate with each other.
Well, and that's the thing that sucks about being a YouTube content creator is you don't know stuff is happening until it's already like happened, and I can't even imagine for like Spooks and Grouch how they like if you rely on that to just suddenly be hit with it one morning or something like there's the safety net for it is so low whenever you rely on it.
Oh
I'm still waiting to see if Apocalypse 2.0 is going to happen. That's going to be...
I'm seriously probably going to cry if it does.
Spooks, honestly, if I were you, I would make a Patreon. Just like the planet events.
I don't need one. I can just get a job if it fails. Like I'm not too worried about it. Like I am, but because I don't want to get a job. But you know, I'll deal.
I'm just saying, like, with such a financially like unsecure job because of how fucked up YouTube is, like, I'm not doing a Patreon because it's not my source of income. But if it were to become my source of income, I feel like that's something I would definitely like implement, just like the plan for a rainy day.
Like a safety cushion, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're making no money for like 2 months because YouTube's like whatever whatever they're doing, which is very realistic, like you have something just in case.
Well, and that's what it's kind of like the anime man, probably one of the biggest. Not me, you know, Joey, the actual anime man.
Mm-hmm.
One of the
You're the
biggest
real
names
anime
probably in the
man.
community.
He is the
on
biggest,
his most
isn't
recent
he?
video. He might be, I don't know. But he's definitely one of them, if not the biggest. Like on his most recent video about how he's in trouble, I saw so many comments saying like, "Well, that's your fault for putting everything into YouTube. You should just do a job with it and actually work." And I'm like, you don't realize how much
Time goes
work
into
and time goes into consistently putting out content like people like that do.
Yeah.
Whenever you do it for a job and you're able to consistently put out high quality content to that extent, like you can't be working like a full 40-hour job with that
Yeah.
and being able to still do well.
I
can
went
take-
into it. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, it takes me like a week just to get out any type of video, honestly.
Yep.
Like
Mhm.
Bricks, you were saying like recently you've been making shorter videos. How long
Yeah.
does it take you to actually put that out? Like doing all the research, editing, recording?
See, my last video is not a good representation because it's like literally like 3 minutes, so it probably took me like 3 hours.
Okay.
But my normal videos take me like 4 to 5 hours, I'd say.
Hmm.
And that's just because honestly, it's all in recording audio. Just because I don't know what it is about me recording audio. It just takes me so long to record and edit it because like I try to say things in a certain way, like not just how I normally talk, and then I have a little bit of a lisp, and I have a little bit of a I'm not too much of a perfectionist.
Mhm.
You don't
So
want to what's the word? Say it wrong or whatever.
Exactly. I don't want to say anything wrong, and then like I flub like sentences, so I'll re-say things like a zillion times. So it's crazy how like recording 5 minutes of content could take me an hour.
Yeah, for me it's
Yeah.
scripts, man. I hate writing scripts.
Oh, that's same
Terrible.
here. That's
I
what
don't
the
even
script
like
really does.
I don't count that into the time just because I do that like while I'm doing other things. Like it probably
Okay.
it's just the recording and editing takes me the handful of hours. Like the scripts take a while too, but like I have like 5 scripts like in a backlog like a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what scripts usually take the longest, but there's so much variance on how long they take. But usually
Yeah.
after that, usually it's maybe like a
It all depends on how much you know of the topic that you're.
few hours in a day for recording maybe. And just because, like Briggs said, I hate my voice and I hate how I sound all the time. But after that, usually it's maybe about an hour for every minute the video is
Yeah.
of editing.
That's a pretty good way to put it.
Yeah, and like how about you, Grouch? Like how long does it take you to make a video? I know your videos are a little bit longer and like you put more editing into it.
Scripts can take me days, like
Mhm.
3-4, just because I procrastinate a lot. It's because I hate writing scripts. Editing is the fun part for me. It could take me like a
Same
day
here.
or two, but the recording only takes like a couple hours, like 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
I've learned to like just get it done. You know, I don't want to spend too much time on the recording, but it's definitely the scripts that I hate doing the most.
Wow.
Again, it's the research. You gotta look everything up.
I'd say like scripts are my favorite part, honestly.
Really? I
Yeah.
hate scripts.
It's just because like I can just like sit there and listen to music and like I don't have to focus on anything, or like I can watch a podcast.
I just get distracted.
Like the ADA podcast.
Yeah, because like when I hate everything related to audio. Like I hate recording it, and more than that, I hate editing it because I'll repeat the line like 7 times sometimes just like to make sure I got it right, so I don't have to go back and record it later. And then like I have to edit all through those, and like I have a lot of mess ups in there too, so it just takes me forever to like chop up the audio. I hate that part so much.
No, same here. It's just I prefer to do that than write a script.
And for me, the writing the script part, it just it's fun from the point of view that if you know what you're talking about, it's good to get your opinion out there. But when we were talking about being influential earlier, like
Yeah.
I'm always careful about how I word things, and it's almost like writing an essay almost of how well you want to word things whenever you're writing the script.
Like sometimes
And that can take so long you don't want to make sure
Yeah.
you want to make sure you don't mess up. In other
We'll
words,
get your point out right. You don't want to.
you want to word it well.
Scripts can definitely suck eggs sometimes. Like I have spent multiple days on them before, either because it was really long or just because I got stuck. And like, I don't know, sometimes when you're looking for like a lot of facts, for instance, Obviously, like that won't apply to everyone, but you'll get to a certain point, and like you're aiming for like a certain amount, right? And you'll get to like a certain point, you only need a couple more, but you cannot, for the life of you, find anything interesting. So like you spend hours upon hours, and it's not happening.
And you throw in a couple bullshit filler ones.
I don't want to do that. That's the worst part, because I used to do that all the time, and I don't.
It
want
lowers the quality of your video for sure.
Yeah,
I think my standpoint is very similar to 2Spooky's, where like I like researching, I like learning about anime. I'm very passionate about anime, and like I think that's hard for some people to like understand, like especially like on Rant Cafe sometimes. Like I just noticed like some people like doing reviews, some people like doing like everyone likes different things. I like learning about anime. Like I did this research before I made videos, just because like I'd watch something and be like, okay, that's cool. I want to look like, and then I look up shit about it. And then like I hate audio. And I like editing.
Yeah, I'm basically the same. Editing is fun.
I don't do the research until I decide to do the video. So that's probably why it takes me longer, but I can understand that.
Like, I must say though, like the week of 101s for research, that was AIDS. I literally spent at least a day on every script. So like just a week of time just gone. It was horrible.
How long did it take you to do each one?
At least a day.
The script or the whole
just
video?
The script, just the script. It was like a whole day. But I was trying to like also record like a script of audio per day too. So like I'd get a script done, and then the next day I'd like record the audio for it, and then write another script.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man! The week of 101s. Like if I did it, I think I would just like I'd quit YouTube after.
Yeah. Oh, but
it'd just be the end of me. Like your so, think about that though. If like I do 10 facts, it takes me 5 hours. So like then like make that into 100 facts. And then do that 7 days straight. Oh, Jesus.
Well, not just 7 days straight, because like I said, it was 7 days for us. Like we got to watch them, but I can't imagine how many hours it took Spooks.
Yeah, he prepared them for a couple of weeks, I'm sure.
Yeah, I also had to like put out quick videos in between there, so like I wasn't just gone. So I don't know.
It might just be a personal preference of mine, just because I hate long videos. But like, unless I really love the YouTuber, it's hard for me to watch long videos. But those like quick videos that like channels put out are like the ones that like I will always watch. So they say I'm subscribed to a channel like Glass Reflection, where like I stopped watching his content. If I see a video that's like 5 minutes, like I'll watch it. If I see a video that's like 10 to 20 minutes, there's no chance.
Really?
It's
I like longer videos personally.
So like,
yeah, I like longer videos too. That's just me.
I guess if I'm fully engaged, like I enjoy shorter videos to an extent where I can go like from one to the next. But there's so many times where I'm just if I'm multitasking or something, I might put on a Spooks 3-hour-long video, and I might be looking at it for part of the time, but then I'll also be like just kind of listening to what he has to say the other parts of the time. And
like for me, it'd have to be either like someone that I extremely love their content, because like I'm subscribed to like a zillion people. So like if I really love their content, I'll watch every video. Like I'm pretty sure I watch like every one of like your guys' videos, and I watch Gigux videos. I watch a handful of other YouTubers like Adamak and stuff. But if I don't love your content, I can't maintain it. But maybe it's just because of my life. Like I'm in school, I'm in work, I'm handling a lot of stuff. I'm YouTube myself.
Yeah.
I
One
think
thing I personally make sure to watch every single week is the 8AA podcast. I don't care how long it is.
I think for me, it's like, because I used to play RuneScape all the time, and that game is literally just a time killer. That's all it is. So like, I would always put on something really long, so like it doesn't feel like I'm wasting my life away. But
when
it's still fun. Still fun, but like I would always put on like the longest videos I could find. So I just kind of like developed an appreciation for them, I guess.
I think podcasts are a little bit of an exception for me. Like I watch Rooster Teeth's podcast and the H3H3 podcast, and I'll put those on before bed. So I guess those are exceptions for like long videos. But like for example, I'm watching a theory. Like I love Joy Boy theories. I think he makes great content. And I hate giving people as examples. I have a hard time watching his videos just because they're so long and frequent.
See, like, that guy's like a champion to me, because like his videos, like they're pretty, a lot of times they're like a decent length, but like he can pump them out pretty quickly. Like that guy's got a lot of thoughts and drive going on.
Yeah. But that's the
But
thing.
I
though, it's
definitely
like,
understand what you mean.
unless I love the channel, I can't it's not like feasible for me to maintain watching those videos. And it irks my soul because like I want to watch them, I just don't have the time. And like, not to say anything bad, I feel like some of the videos can be summarized in a lot shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
Trying to
Not
get
just
the
Joey Boy, but like a lot of YouTubers.
trying to hit the 10-minute mark, get the extra.
Exactly.
Ugh.
And that goes right back to people appealing to YouTube, which is completely fine. It's a game. You got to play the game. It just personally sucks for me because I want to watch people's content that I just don't have the time for.
Honestly, like, I low-key hate it when I make a video and it ends up being, like, just around 10 minutes. Because I know I'm going to get those comments when I didn't even... It's like, that's just how long it happened to be. Like, I didn't add anything extra. That's just, like, what I planned from the beginning. And then everyone's like, you gotta get that 10 minutes in here. It's like, I wasn't trying.
I don't see why people get so butthurt over that anyways.
I
Yeah,
don't
well,
either.
It's content, right? It's free content. I don't know what you're making a big deal out of.
I just hate it when, like, some YouTubers, like, I think Rice Gum did this, for instance. He would, like, make a 4-minute video, and then he would literally just leave, like, a still picture for, like, 6 minutes. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
I've seen that once with some random
feel like-
girl, and I
I
was
feel
like,
like that
what
would kill your
the
watch
heck?
time, though, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't get the watch time because people would click out anyways. It's just for the
That's what I'm
extra
Yeah.
ads, yeah.
He can just
But-
stick, like, an extra ad, like, in the first 2 minutes or so it gets watched anyways.
Yeah.
And then just leave it blank.
See, that's the thing, though. Watch retention is not that important. What is important is watch time in general. So,
Yeah.
like, posting
okay.
a 20-minute video and someone watches for 6 minutes, or posting a 5-minute video and someone watches all the way through, it's better to post a 20-minute video that someone watches for 6 minutes.
But, like,
Which is
he's also...
absolute fucking bullshit for me.
But, like, he's also such a big YouTuber that, like, he'll literally get millions no matter what he puts out. So,
Oh, yeah.
True.
to him, it doesn't... Watch time doesn't matter. It's just...
It's very true.
Well,
like,
dang,
things
I'm gonna
like
have to
that
start
definitely
posting-
bother me. But people who just
20
make
minute
videos for
videos.
10 minutes... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, now I'm gonna start posting more 20-minute videos.
Please don't. Don't do that.
Do it because the content,
Yeah.
like, asks for it. Don't do it for YouTube. Because
Time for more reaction videos. Reaction videos are always the answer.
Like I think I judge people's content too much. Like I'll like someone's channel and then like I'll watch a 15-minute video and I'll be like, I could have done that in 5. And like, like obviously like everyone's channel is different, content's different, but it's like if they repeat themselves or like
I
you
do
can tell
that.
they're just going around and no, but yours are mainly fact videos and like
I'd say I've become kind of bad about that recently. Like most recent character analysis I did, I don't know how it ended up being 14 minutes because that character is like one of those.
but you
most-
weren't going around in
side
circles. Otherwise I would stop watching the video.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess.
I'm telling you, like you guys, like as long as they're new points or like supporting points, it's fine. It's just like I find people repeat themselves, go around in circles, go around in
Yeah.
circles, go around in circles, and it's like either they're just not very productive in making content, or they're doing it on purpose.
Well,
I feel
like,
like the
go ahead. You
I
good?
feel like the people that repeat themselves don't use the script. They just kind of freeball it so they can get it done as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Like, my thing was, like, a big example for me is, like, when I remade my top 10 Bankai video to, like, actually be good, my problem was, like, I repeated myself a lot in that video, and, like, the reason for it was because, like, I would talk about what it is, and then I would try to, like, reiterate my points about it, like, what I liked about it and, like, why I like these things. And, like, I felt like people wouldn't understand, like, what exactly I was talking about unless I repeated what I was talking about.
I remember
Well,
you
this-
also did that for your Obito video because
I had to do that though. I
You
fucking
have to.
hate that video.
When people-
I hate it so much.
when people just didn't understand, you have to say it like 5
Dude.
times, different
Well, you-
ways.
You were summarizing in that video though, because it was
just-
such a complicated thing that you had to illustrate your
I
point.
didn't realize how complicated it was because, like, I just noticed, like, oh, so this thing's actual name is Toby. Okay, I'll just make a quick video for once in my life. Since everything's always way too long, I'll just make something really quick and be like, hey, this is a thing. Nobody noticed that. And then everyone's like, no, you're fucking wrong, dude. It's because I didn't drive the point home, so I had to remake it and be like, this is what I was trying to fucking say. All you it triggers me so much because I still get people saying like, nah, you're wrong. I'm like, oh yeah, you think so, punk? I definitely could be, but I don't
still
know.
think you were wrong. You
That's
were
me
wrong.
with Merlin, bro. That's me with how many times have I talked about Merlin? Like honestly, I'm really upset 'cause I haven't read the last couple of chapters, so I think there's actually something new about Merlin out. So if I'm wrong right now. But at the point in time where I made like 4 videos about her, or like mentioned her, every comment section, people are like, she's a fucking demon, bro. I'm like, no, she's not. What are you reading?
I'm not saying that Obito isn't Toby, because like he definitely is, but like Guru, the white swirly Zetsu, like his actual fucking name is Toby. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's confirmed, and nobody knows that, and that's what I was trying to say. But everyone's just...
I feel like it's kind of the opposite with my situation. It's like, I'm not saying she's not a demon, which she's
It's
not.
just not confirmed.
It's just not confirmed. We don't know. You can't just say just because of one thing someone says that's not like confirmed in any way. Like there was nothing in that like chapter. That chapter.
All
I read
goes
it
back to that?
times. There's nothing in that chapter that proves she's a demon. It proves that she is not human and might potentially maybe be a demon, but we don't know. How can you like? How can it be 100% confirmed? Like I'm just saying, it's
Everyone
unconfirmed.
assumes.
It all goes
Like,
back to
you know
that
how many-
influence thing. Like spooks can make a video of like 50 false facts, and suddenly 100,000 people are suddenly going to be
Yep.
I was
repeating
just
and
thinking
spreading all
that.
those false facts.
Like,
Oh yeah. Chibi and Foreverworld like did a chapter review on it, and like they weren't even saying it's 100% that she's a demon. They're just saying like it's possible, and like they misread it too, and like it's completely fine. It's just a review, it's an opinion, right? But people take it word for word, and it pisses me
Well,
off.
the worst part is people will take things as fact just because they want to believe it, and that's that's a big problem
Yeah.
in the world itself. But
That's
like,
a human thing.
you know how many
Yeah.
people have tried to say like legitimately they believe this? They will comment on my video, "Hey, Luffy is a Logia. He's not a Paramecia." Or they'll be like, "Blackbeard, his Yami Yami no Mi, it's a Paramecia. It's not a Logia." And I just want to punch a wall every single It's like it literally says in the manga, like Blackbeard literally says this is a Logia devil fruit. And it's like, okay, until something else says otherwise, that's what it is. And it's confirmed right at the fucking start. Luffy's a Paramecia. Like how? How are you?
Oh yeah, sometimes
this
I have
dumb?
no idea what people are on about. Like I know I had people like write that Ghoster with a different sin. His first introduction is like, "Hey, I'm Gother, the sin of lust." Like,
Well, part of it, I think it's trolls though, and it's so fun to see people rage whenever you just say,
Do you know how many
oh
people
yeah, it might be a troll.
in my top 10 Bankai video, right? Do you know how many people tried to tell me like, "Hey, you should have had Aizen at number 1." Are you fucking kidding me? Aizen doesn't even have a Bankai. What is this?
Oh man, comment sections are hilarious though. Like I love my subs, but some comments are so stupid. Some are filled with hate. Some are filled with love. It's all over the place, man.
That's just part of it.
That is YouTube.
Yep.
I think that's a solid way
Comment section
to
is
end
a
this
beautiful place.
podcast.
Dude.
YouTube is a fucking like
It's a
it's a land full of beautiful, all over the place emotions.
As you can tell from all the rants
You
in
know?
this. in
Oh
this
man,
podcast.
we were all over
"Oh,
the
I've been
place.
talking
You know, I think I have a good way to like describe YouTube real quick before we go. To me, YouTube is basically like a landfill that's been like covered in Febreze, so it smells really nice.
But every once in a while, you'll find a gym in there.
Well, every so often, like something new will come in and just kind of stink up the place, so you need to get more Febreze. But I don't know. It's beautiful. It smells really good, but it's not always. It's still trash. Let's put it that way.
That's one way of looking at it.
I just ended like that. It's still trash. Boom.
But you should still do it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
still
YouTube's
it's still
so
great.
fun.
Like I love YouTube. Don't get me wrong at all. It's great, but there are problems.
And no matter how messed up the platform is,
You cut out completely.
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
cut out.
But anyway, guys, that is the end of this video.
He must have broke his headset or something.
Are you alive there, Jordan?
stop the broadcast.
Oh no! I want to let you guys. Honestly, I don't know if people are gonna make it this far into the video. It's like an hour and a half. But you, everyone's links down below. You guys can tell. Actually, you know what? I'll summarize people's channels super quick. 2Spooky makes facts videos, variety, not just anime and manga, but a bunch of different things. He makes top 10s. He makes a bunch of stuff. Jordan makes, which is the anime dude, not the anime man. He was the first. He makes a bunch of character analysis videos, some cool reaction videos. When you think reaction videos, you wouldn't think his content, but they're actually really interesting.
I'd say
And
I just have a friend that isn't really into anime that I have react with me. That's the only different part to it. All right, go ahead.
No, it's always hella interesting, especially like just to hear his thoughts on certain things. And then we got SimplyGrouch, who makes a lot of fact videos as well, makes some like hidden references videos, which are some of my favorite videos on his channel.
Like Easter
Personally,
eggs. Pointing out Easter eggs.
exactly. I was trying to summarize it fast because like
it's good.
so long.
It's like 2 hours.
Everyone's links down below, and I'm sure everyone will be back in search. I'll be sure to invite Grouch back in a future podcast.
Hey.
But anyway, guys, that is the end of this video, and I'll see you guys all next time, dudes. Shinpaku.
Shinpaku.
Bye.
So yeah.